Hi everyone and welcome back. I have an Abus EC700 or 800. I'm not sure what the difference is. Here's the key. Key works. This is an interesting lock because you can see on the key there's two rows of pins and they're directly opposed. They're directly in line with each other. In the main stacks, there's 6 pins here, and then underneath them, there's 4 stacks. Now these pins make contact. So these 8 pins all make contact with each other. The springs on these main pins are much stronger than the springs in these stacks. So when the lock is at rest, these 4 stacks are all overset by default. And the trick with this lock is to get those pins to sit at rest. And doing that, you have to essentially overset the main stacks. Once you do that and you get these 4 pin stacks picked, you can ease off tension just a little bit to get these ones to drop back down without resetting, or oversetting rather, without oversetting these 4 stacks. And then you can pick these as you normally would. I'm pretty sure it's got tapered drivers in these stacks. These ones I think are standard, but these ones here I'm pretty sure are tapered because they require many bumps to get them set. So let's get into it. I had to make a custom tensioner to deal with lifting those main stacks. I saw this in a video for this lock that was posted by, I don't remember who posted it. But anyway, that's where I got the idea for this tensioner design. I'm not sure that this is focusing well. I'm going to adjust this a bit. Maybe that's better. All right. Good enough. Okay, so first off, we have to get this tensioner in between the main pins and the lower stack so that we can lift these main pins up. And then we have to use another tensioner to, oh wait, no, I'm not going to do that right away. Am I? Yeah, I'm going to put it in. Okay. So let's start with those bottom pins. Well, I just touched the first one and I got a click and I felt the plug move. Second one is loose, springy. Third one is springy. Fourth is binding. There. Got a bit of a false set there. You saw the plug move. So that tells me that these 4 bottom pins are set. Springy. 2 is springy. 3 is springy. 4 is springy. Okay. Now I'm going to tension with this one and remove ease off tension just a little bit because I can see that pin 1 on the top stack is still sitting high. So I'm going to let it drop. There we go. And I think, yeah, it was binding. Okay, 2 is binding. 3 is binding. 4 is springy. 5 is springy. 6. I don't feel 6. I don't think it dropped. I'm going to ease off tension. Did it drop? It might have. Okay, I think it did. Let's count back. 5, 4. I think this is 3. It's binding. I think this is 2. It's binding. And 1. Yeah. 1 is springy. 2 is binding a little bit. 3 springy. 4 was binding a little. 5 binding a little. No, I don't think 6 dropped. I'm gonna try this again. Is that it? I think that's it. I'm gonna try and get back out to the front. This one's binding whatever that is there. That might have been 3. I think this is 2. It's binding. Yeah. 1. Yeah, okay. 1 is springy. 2 is springy. 3 is springy. 4 is binding. Springy. 5 springy. 6 springy. I'm using fairly heavy tension here. 5 is springy. 4 springy. 3 was springy. 2 was springy. 1 is springy. I have a feeling that the bottom may have reset, or overset rather. Maybe not. 2 feels good. 3 feels alright. 4 feels alright. Okay. Back to the top. Flip around. 1 is springy. 2 springy. 3 is binding. Little ferment. 4 is binding. Okay, little ferment. 5 is springy. 6 is springy. 5. 4 is springy. 3 was binding. 2 is binding. 1 is springy. 2 springy. 3 was binding. 4 is binding. 5 is springy. 6 was binding. Back to 5, springy. 4 was springy. 3 was binding. 2 was binding. I felt the plug move. 1 is springy. 2 is springy. 3 was binding. 4 was binding. 5 is springy. 6 was binding. 5 was springy. 4 was springy. 3 was binding. 2 is binding. 1 is springy. 2 is springy. 3 was binding. 4 is binding. 5 springy. 6 springy. 5 springy. 4 was binding. 3 is springy. 2 was binding. 1 is springy. 2 is binding. 3 was binding. 4 was binding. 5 is springy. 6 is springy. 5 springy. 4 springy. 3 springy. 2 is binding. 1 is springy. 3 was binding, 4 was binding, 5 is springy, 6 was binding, 5 was springy, 4 was binding, 3 was binding, 2 was binding, 1 is springy, 2 springy, 3 was binding, 4 was binding, 5 is springy, 6 was binding, 5 is springy, 4 is binding. I think that was 3 that I just nudged and I felt the core move. No, maybe it was 2. 2 is binding? Possibly. No, that was 1. I got something from 1 there. 2 is springy. 3 is springy. 4 is springy. 5 was binding. It was the holdout. There we go. We got it. So as you can see, tons and tons of taps. That was what, 15 minutes, 14 minutes worth of picking there. Okay, let's get this gutted. I'm gonna zoom out for this. As you can see there, that's clearly picked. I'm gonna lock it back up so that we can deal with this clip. Which is a bit of a bear to get off. Except for this time, apparently. All right, I'll take it. That was easy. Key. Now, I think it's a good idea to use shims whenever possible. And I'm definitely going to use them in this lock. I'm going to shim this. Okay. I think that's it. Feels about right. And a second shim. In the bottom, or the top, I guess it depends on your point of view. Is that right? I think so. Come here. Oh, this way. So get that out of the way. Did I get that in line? More or less. And we'll use that. Okay. So let's do that, or should I do this? Or should I do that? I'm going to do it this way. And hope for the best. All right. Phase 1 complete. Get these pins out. So here are the key pins for the 4 secondary stacks, I guess you'd say. See that? How do I want to arrange this? I'm just going to put them over here for now. One, 2, 3, and 4. Then we've got the primary stacks. Where'd that other shim go? Keep everything where I know it will be. There's the primary key pins. I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let's have a look at the plug. I'm going to zoom a bit here. Keeping everything in frame. See the pin chambers. And you can see right through because they are aligned. Just the rest of the plug. All right, let's put that off to the side. I'm gonna pull back. Now, how did I do this? I know. Yeah, okay, so I know main stack 1 and 6 are by themselves. They're not opposing any other pins. So I'll take this one out of 1. There's a spool and another driver. What? It's a tapered spool. See that? But there's a second driver, which is just a tapered pin. Okay. Can coax that spring out. Or, of course, my other tweezers. I'm going to put this here. Other tweezers are on the other side of the shop. got him. Okay. Back to this. The spring. Whoa. Okay. I'm gonna go to the back and deal with stack number 6. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Another spool, tapered spool. And another secondary driver, which is tapered. I don't know why there's 2 drivers. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, go and get this spring. Yeah. There we go. All right. Now we got 4 opposing stacks to deal with. So I'll do, I think I'm gonna go this way. I'll do number 5. It is a tapered, as I suspected. The spring appears to be a little bit longer than the other one. But I wonder if that's because of the double driver and it says compressed. Yeah. No, it's different. Okay, now I gotta turn this. Turn the follower so that this driver comes out. Is the spring gonna come with it? Nope. Okay, here's that driver. It's a wee little cupped driver. It's got a recess on the back. What was that, 5? Let's put it up here. And this, oh my god. And the spring with it. See the spring? Tiny, tiny spring. Oh man, where did it go? Okay. This makes me nervous. Okay. Let's go to stack 4 on the bottom. Another tapered. Get that spring. And then the top one. There we go. It's really hard doing this, looking over the camera. There's the driver. Another little cupped driver and this tiny little spring. All right, got 2 down, 2 to go. tapered. And the spring. Please don't fly away. Okay, there we go. And then get this one. Another little cupped driver. And its tiny, tiny spring. All right, we can do this. And the last tapered driver on the main stack, its spring. Whoa. And last but not least, I'm going to flip this over, because there should just be one stack left on that top. Where is it? There it is. And this one, we got the whole driver and spring together. Oh, I'm not very close here. There, you can kind of see. I'm gonna put this down. All right, so that's it for the pins. Let's get a look inside the plug, or the cylinder, rather. How is that? There's the holes for the, or the Bible for the 4 secondary stacks. And then the Bible holes for the main stacks. Not much going on in the rest of the cylinder. There's the back, front. Okay, let's arrange these pins. Looks like a torpedo and key pin 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are standards. And then we got the top, or rather the secondary drivers. They all look standard. Or are they tapered on top? Let me see. Yeah, there's something going on the top of them. They look tapered. I should use these tweezers. Oh, they're too small for those tweezers. All right, what do we got here? Yeah, there's a taper, or a chamfer on that. I don't know if we'll be able to see it. Kind of see it there. Okay. Here, let's get a look at the spool again. Tapered spool in 6 and 1. This one looks like it's steel. And then these weirdo double drivers. There's a tapered pin sitting on top of a tapered spool. I don't know why. If anybody knows why, put a comment if you don't mind. And then let's look at these little cupped drivers. There's a little cup for the spring. They look like they're standard though. I don't see I don't think they're tapered. There's no T-pin looking feature anyway. All right. I'm gonna zoom. Try to keep everything in frame there. There you go. There's all the springs, main key pins, secondary key pins, our tapered pins and spools, and the secondary stacks there. Okay, the Abus EC700 or 800, depending on which one this is, I'm not sure. Picked and gutted. Thanks very much for watching. It's a long video, 36 minutes. All right, thanks very much. I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.